Hello, hello. Oh, I did it again. I did it again. I got everything set up, was here early, and I forgot to put on my microphone. I will get there. I promise. I promise. I promise. I'm so sorry. Yikes. Hello, hello. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Loud, loud. Oh, microphone. Need the microphone. Gosh. There we go. There we go. Now everyone should be able to hear me. Thank you so much for your prayers. I really, really appreciate it. There we go. All right. Good to go. Thank you so much for your prayers for my mom. I really appreciate it. And as I'm reading, I don't normally have my phone nearby, but I'm leaving my phone right here actually. So if something pops up, I might just look at it very quickly, just in case there's a notification or something. So okay. Larry girl, you are a blessing. You are an absolute blessing. John, prayers for your mom. Thank you. Thank you, John. Harry's mom praying. Thank you. Calibri Flyer. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good everyone, Nora. Absolutely. Everyone here is good. Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, Michael. Jane Finley English. Morning. Morning, morning. Kathy W. Prayers for mom. Thank you. Hi, everyone. I had to leave abruptly yesterday. Oh, well, you was sorry to see you go, but glad you're back. Nora, prayers and blessings for your mother. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, hello. Calibri Fire, John France. Maychild. Hi, Autumn. Hello, Maychild. All right, I'm here. I have cards. I have many cards. I was actually thinking, I don't know if it's something you want me to do today, but look what was in my Christmas stocking. And I've looked at them, but I haven't used them yet. So, if that interests any of you, it's like it's like a Gothic novel. It's a tarot deck and a Gothic novel. That's an option, but those look cool. Yeah. Well, let me just open them up. Let's see. We'll just have a quick look. But I'm waiting for your. Oh, okay. Can you read on reports on moving vans at the White House today? It's autumn time and winter. Yes, Deanna. That's cute. That's very cute. I like that. It's autumn time and winter. These cards, I have to say, they have the most beautiful backs I think I've ever seen. They're just, let me see if I can get it to focus. Might help if I turned on the, whoops, come on, light, work with me here. There we go. Ta-da, look how pretty that is. If I can get it to focus. And the cards are quite narrow, but they're very, very pretty. Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, there are, I've got these. So, and like I said, they're like a, that's the butler, who's also the magician, and, just varies of what they are. So maybe at some point we'll use these, but, that's similar. It's similar to what we're used to. There's Trump's card, illusion and delusion. So anyway, we'll have to keep these in mind. This is the Haunted House deck, which is, it's like a Gothic novel tarot deck. It's nice. It's nice. It's very nice. I feel like I feel like I should go back to the Housewives Tarot today. I don't know why. I feel it, therefore, why not? Scorpio here is going to calm down in a few days. Okay, that just went. That went by really fast. I'm sorry, I couldn't see it. Moving van and painters reported on Morning Joe? Really? Has anyone else seen anything about that? Yes, Amazon sells those. I buy most everything on Amazon, to be honest. Let's see here. I think that video was from 2009. The moving van and the painters. Movers are taking out leather chairs from the White House. It's an old news clip. Okay. In fact, they're on sale, not much discount. Yeah. Okay. I had a question about the Australian Prime Minister. Okay, so there's discussion back and forth if it was an old clip or it wasn't an old clip, or if it's new, or well, let me just, even if it was an old clip, was there any kind of, is somebody important moving out? Is Trump moving out? Is Melania moving out? Or because they move furniture around a lot in the White House. So you get moving vans where they're moving stuff in and out. But let's just, is anybody leaving the White House right now? Or within the next few days, or here shortly? No. Nope. Remember when Trump was outside yelling at the kid who was, or raising his voice at the kid who was mowing the lawn? That, plus Trump is, he's very much entrenched. He's very much entrenched, and the longer he's entrenched, the better it's going to be for the Democrats. But I'm not only my feeling that no one's moving out, it's Trump is like a tick right now in the White House. Other than the fact that he doesn't want to physically be, and he'd rather, be surrounded by more sycophants and people paying him money to talk to him. Emoluments, schmoluments. Yeah, he's, as far as the presidency, yeah, he's just dug in. Get off my lawn, yeah. Let's see here. For a garage sale afterwards. I like that. Putin's paying his rent. Ugh. Probably brought chairs for his press conference and then returning the chairs to store. It could be. Redecorating. There's a lot of stuff that they move in and out of the White House. So anyway, what can I replace all their tacky gold stuff? Oh, how we wish. So, oh, good. I actually got some sleep last night, and so did she, Michelle. I'm so glad to hear that. So, what can I read on here? Oh, the downplane. I read on the downplane yesterday, which was, just heartbreaking. I have to say, Michelle, I agree with you completely. We have extraordinary moderators. We have serious troll killers. I mean, I pity the trolls. They are on it. They are warriors. But, okay. Oh, yes, Trump was higher than a kite at the presser yesterday. That was, oh, man. And did you see, like, somebody, one person put together a clip of all of his sniffs throughout it. And one person, it was a clip of something weird he did with his tongue. And it was like watching it's like watching somebody who's, you know, on ecstasy or Molly, whatever, at a rave. Seriously, it was like watching somebody who just came from a rave. So, 57 sniffs. I hear you. Okay. When... I don't think he was having a stroke. Slurring his words, yeah, he was just overly medicated, overly self-medicated. When will Pelosi hand over the articles of impeachment? Well, I won't get any specific, like, March 2nd. I mean, I'm not going to get that, but let's have a look at that. When will Pelosi over articles of impeachment? When will Pelosi turn over articles of impeachment? Oh my God, Calibri is saying we have a druggie in chief. Yes, we do. Can I read on that? Harry's mom, I'm sorry, I didn't see the original question. Pelosi. I love her energy. I love her energy, but let me tell you, I'm so glad she's on our side. Oh. Man, when she said, I never get scared and I'm rarely surprised, she meant it. Absolutely. So, yeah, when is she going to hand over the articles of impeachment to the Senate? Oh, Pelosi. Seriously, she shows up and it's like, oh, everybody, hang on. Gotta listen to this because it's going to be good. Whatever it is, it's going to be good. They try to bamboozle her. This is the magician card, and it can obviously be, you know, someone who's in charge. It can be a used car salesman or a salesman of some kind, but it's usually someone taking charge. But you know, are they using their powers for good or ill? Are they trying to help people, or are they trying to bamboozle people? And this feels like men trying to bamboozle her. You know, going in to talk to Nancy Pelosi thinking she's Susan Collins. In the past, I'm being drawn to the face. She has all the pink lemonade. She has all of it. She's holding it. Look at this pink lemonade. This is great. I have more than I can keep for myself, but no, I'm not giving it to you yet. Oh, dear. Center of the reading. When is there going to be movement? And there's risk involved. Choice, risk, gain, you know, different things involved. But there's the center of it. When is it going to move? When are things going to move? Base of the reading. People try to pressure her as the base of it, but she doesn't sweat it, is what it feels like. You know, you know, unless you're pulling out an actual knife, which would be horrible, but unless somebody's doing that, yeah, I don't get scared, and I'm rarely surprised. That's Nancy Pelosi, my friends. All right, I'm just upping the quality of my video to make sure that I'm getting the clearest picture possible. Above the reading, well, that's McConnell. That's McConnell having twisted everything in the Senate around to make it completely unusable except for exactly how he wants it to be. And this is, honestly, this is not being a match for this. This can't clean up that, but it's taking the initiative and trying. Near future. Well, strength in the Three of Cups. It's when there's consensus. She's going to hang tough until there's consensus she can live with. Okay. See if there's any more information. Home environment. It's a burden. It's a lot. She juggles a lot. She's holding on to a lot too, and possibly more articles of impeachment and waiting for financial documents, the court to allow financial documents to come out. Hopes and fears. Well, hope and fear is that Nancy Pelosi is going to be able to hold on to this until after the State of the Union. Because everyone can pretty much guess how the State of the Union address is going to go if Nancy Pelosi, was it on February 5th? If Nancy Pelosi is still holding on to the articles of impeachment. This is the card of vice, and this is the card of Trump's vice, and his narcissism, and his grandiosity, and his lies, and his, what we see. Well, for once, Nancy does have the power right now. She does. She doesn't normally, because the president and McConnell, they block her and they stop her from doing a lot of things. But right now, she's in the catbird seat. So that's what we've got there. Final outcome. When is she going to turn over these articles of impeachment? When she's good and ready. There is so much sass in these three cards, especially these two. And literally what came to mind in this was buy B words, and here you go when she decides. But she's going to make sure everybody's watching. And she's going to wait until there is something advantageous. She's not going to get everything she wants. And she will turn them over. That's also a thing. Because some people are saying, maybe she'll wait until after the November election or something. But no, she's going to turn them over. Let me see if there's any more information about this. I guess, that is a bit vague. When will Pelosi, when is she going to turn over the articles of impeachment to the Senate? So McConnell can basically have a quote-unquote trial in the space of a coffee break and dismiss the whole thing. Well, they're gonna give her options. All right, well, we'll do this. Well, we'll do that. I don't know. And again, they're gonna try to bamboozle her. And yeah, really? But it's not gonna, what the Republicans are trying to do, it's just not gonna work. It's just, it's going to do them damage they don't realize it's going to do with voters. But they're gonna try to take all of this and say, yeah, we can do that. We don't need to look at all of this because, we have what's here and yeah, we'll make it work. It's fine. And then the Nine of Swords again, which feels like voters not being happy. This feels like unhappy voters. This is Republican shenanigans in the Senate, and this is enough frustration when they realize that the pressure campaign really isn't going to work against Pelosi. And so they start offering her little tiny bits of this or that, but it's not really much. But yeah, the whole situation is just really sad, and over and over and over, when I read on this topic, I have gotten the message that Democrats are going to be sorely disappointed. So, okay. Graham threatening to change the rules. Well, he's Graham. Registered as an independent now. I've flipped, Psychic Gambler saying I flipped out on Facebook and left the room. I couldn't stand to listen anymore. Thanks for the reading. Steven says, I'll take Pelosi sass over Trump crass any day. Exactly. Which unhappy voters? That is a great question, why, baby? I am, which unhappy voters? Because it feels like the voters are going to be unhappy with what McConnell and the Senate does. But which voters? Let us see. Great question. This is actually Republicans who are old school Republicans. Like the couple of senators who came out yesterday from the briefing on Iran and were saying that was insulting and that was ridiculous. And the ones who still have some kind of, they're still high-minded in some way. And yeah, it's not all Trump space out there, because this is making inroads. This is politicians making slight inroads with what have traditionally been Republican women who are watching the news a lot more and who are involved a lot more, and they're not going to stay down in the muck. They're not going to be happy about this. So I would say the suburban white women that got Trump into power or helped get Trump into power. Oh, let's see here. I'm trying to see what else you would like me to read on. Okay, I'm not seeing anything right offhand. But let's see here. Tomorrow night we have a lunar eclipse followed over the weekend by a Saturn-Pluto conjunction that hasn't happened in 500 years since the Reformation. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn actually hasn't happened since 1777. And gosh, with the American Revolution and the French Revolution 2 years later, it's a little harrowing. Let's see. Can you read on will Trump get taken out by his own people? You mean his, as president, or like bumped off? Let me see here. Will the Republicans will the Republicans remove Trump? And this is not just impeachment, the impeachment trial. This is going to the White House and saying, you're done. Or, yeah, like I said, right now, his energy, he feels like a little tick, just dug in, watching Fox News and ranting and raving, and again, he doesn't feel sober. He doesn't. And And these days, he never feels sober. Never. And we know he projects. Remember, even back during the debates with Clinton, that one night he walked out and said, well, she should be drug tested. And everyone was like, what? That was out of the blue. Well, we know Trump now. We know what that meant. Okay, so will the Republicans get rid of Trump? Will they get Trump out of the presidency? Will the Republicans... Oh, they're so mad. Oh, I'm like cringing. They are so angry. It's like burning fire. Whoa, I would not want to walk into a room where they're voicing what they're really voicing. The energy would it would singe your eyebrows off. Okie dokie. Will the Republicans? Possibly. When their internal polls start saying that the voters that they really can't get reelected with Trump there, they're gonna. But let's see. In the past, every day was Christmas for Trump. And it was Christmas for them when they were in control of the presidency and both houses of Congress. Center of the reading. Well, right now that's McConnell setting up the votes. Making sure everything is just so that he retains complete control over the process and potentiality of Trump being removed from office. Base of the reading, Trump being removed from the presidency. And guess which card keeps coming up as Trump these days? More than I'm getting this card for him more than I'm getting the Emperor or the King of Wands or the King of Pentacles. Is usually Trump as his corruption. But this is the card that keeps coming up for him over and over and over. Okay. Larry girl, you're cracking me up. Sorry, what did the president do specifically to enrage this many people? There's a list. It started on day one when he was in violation of the Emoluments Clause. Literally day one, by not divesting from his companies. That's where that was day one. And then even just hitting the highlights, you have what he said in Charlottesville, what he said in Helsinki, how putting children in cages. How much money he's making. Mnuchin came out, was it yesterday, and said that the congressional people should not, the Congress people should not. There shouldn't be transparency about how much Trump has spent on Secret Service protection, because Trump spent in the first year what Obama spent in all the 8 years combined. And when Trump goes somewhere, it's places where people are paying to be near him, and the Secret Service is paying into his company, so it's all going into his own pocket. It just goes on and on and on. You asked a question, I'm giving you my honest answer. Above the reading. Try to make everything look squeaky clean. No, there's nothing to see here. Basically, make everything look squeaky clean on Fox News, where nobody else is, you're going to just see 3 minutes of news today. Okay, just go to Fox News and see that everything's great and the Democrats are terrible. And this is our greatest president ever. Okay, bye. Near future. To be perfectly honest, this feels like they're going to, I don't know why, but I keep getting this card for like the Republican whitewash in the Senate. Oh no, everything's fine. See, it wasn't that bad. He didn't break any laws. Bye. You know? But more information is going to come out that is going to just be devastating for Trump. And yeah, and the dumb things Trump has done. I think this card is really indicative of that, because if she moves, it's going to be jello everywhere. That's really not a good idea for a skirt. And there are olives in the lime jello. Really? Really? I love olives. I can't eat jello anymore, but I love olives, but not together. Home environment. Oh, yep, clean it up after him everywhere they go. Seriously, it feels like they are this cleaning lady following an elephant around all day, every day. That's what that feels like. Hopes and fears. Backstabbing. McConnell's very afraid that there's going to be a repeat in some way of when McCain gave the thumbs down about basically destroying the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, just out of the blue. That was quite a moment. What we see, they're pretending everything's fine. Let's see if I can get this to focus. They're pretending everything's fine, but you'll notice the knives in front of them. Oh yeah, this is simple, this is easy, we're just doing what we've always done, everything's fine. Yeah. Those knives aren't for Trump. No, they're for the process. They're for whatever gets him out of trouble. Why do people protect this jerk? Oh, by the way, there is a really, really good article over on The Atlantic online. And you get like free 4 articles a month free or something, so you can just go there. But there's an article on there, it's a very long, but it goes into why Trump's base sticks with him. And it's not only the tribalism, but it goes into the parasocial relationship, because if it hadn't been for The Apprentice, Trump wouldn't be president. But so many people created this parasocial relationship because he was coming into their living rooms in a way that was acceptable. That they feel like they got to know him, even though we know now that that whole thing was just a mess. The producers walked into Trump Tower, into the boardroom they were going to use, and it was just not going to work, and they had to completely redo everything, and they had to keep Trump's bankruptcies secret, and on and on. Final outcome. They're going to get away with a lot. This just feels like Republicans, it's like keeping things looking clean enough on so that things can be shown on Fox News, but it's like you wouldn't want to walk into this room because it's like ammonia fumes and just really, it's like they've used bleach and ammonia, and the fumes are just toxic, and you don't want to go in there. But it looks pretty, it looks fine, and the voters aren't going to take to the street, and the Democrats are going to be disappointed, and they're going to. So that's what's going on right now. This doesn't feel like the Republicans, I'll see if I can get any more information, but it doesn't feel like the Republicans really doing much of anything to get rid of him. I love Autumn's nails, Noelle. Thank you. Thank you so much. Clean as a morgue. Yep. Let's see here. Is there any more information on this? Trump doesn't want to leave. He won't even listen to anybody even talking about it. He gets really, really angry. I'm just feeling him just completely flying off the handle. And just because he's terrified. Because somebody told him somewhere along the way, maybe even more than once, that if he left office, all those indictments, people are going to bring all those indictments against him. On a state level, if not a national level, and they will probably do it on a national level. And he's terrified. He is absolutely terrified. And he's like picturing having to go to jail. And people around him, anytime anyone even, thinks about bringing it up, it's like, no, don't bring that up. Well, there's Nancy Pelosi. These articles of impeachment. She's trolling him. She is yanking his chain. And it's going to get hot. The pressure's building on her to send things over. This doesn't feel like Republicans at all. These three cards. This feels like Pelosi again. So that's what I am getting for that. Alas, nope. The Republicans are going to do the same thing they've been doing, which is selling their souls for power and money. And I wish I could control when this thing focuses. Come on. Anyway, okay. I'm looking back at the comments again. I am sorry I don't put Trump in his place, trash can. I'm looking at the comments again. I'm sorry I don't when I'm reading, but I'm trying to concentrate on doing the reading, and then I look back. I do go back and read your comments later. So please don't think that I'm ignoring you. And some questions I get, I don't read on just because I don't feel like it's like that's not resonating. But then other things I will definitely read on as soon as possible. And what I don't feel like I should be reading on today, I may read on tomorrow. So, okay, Connie Cat Mama is a great question. Okay, we don't want to distract you. Pelosi is a Catholic mother of 5. Nothing will push her off her stride. Yep. Will we ever see Trump's taxes? I like that question. Why, baby? Another great question. Will we ever see Trump's taxes? Let loose the forensic accountants and cry havoc. Let's see, will we ever, I'm going to shuffle these on my lap, so, sorry. Shuffle these on my lap so it's a little quieter, so I don't deafen you. Will we ever see Trump's taxes while he's in office? Let's put it that way. 50 years from now, don't care. Will we see Trump's taxes while he's in office? While in office. Okay. Will we see Trump's taxes while he's in office? Trump's taxes while he's in office. See Trump's taxes while he's in office. I'm just going to sit here and mutter to myself and keep repeating the question. Just helps me focus on the energy. Okay. Creepy crawly energy on my head again. Yuck. I read on these jerks and it's just like, ugh. They for those who aren't normally here. These guys, they're so low vibration that they get like, I call it astral fleas. It's in the kind of dredgy, icky parts of the astral plane, the energetic plane, the spirit, which is where spiritual energy, just the vibration gets lower and lower. You get these kind of parasitic little thought form. They're not even thought forms, but energy clumps together and it starts trying to take form, because the energy, does take form, but it can't, because it's a parasite, and they get these little, it's like astral fleas. It's horrible. And these guys, they're just covered in it. Yuck. Will we see Trump's tax returns? Hello, Mazars. How are you? Deutsche Bank, to the best of my knowledge, have said they don't actually have all of Trump's documentation that they should have. Now, whether they just never asked for it because, hey, we've got plenty of Russian oligarch money to launder, just come on in. Or they destroyed it. Like they probably, I'm guessing there are regulations that say you can't do that, but maybe they did. Maybe they did. Who knows? All right. 2 cards. Oh, secrets. I'm getting 2 cards for the reading. I'm going to put that over there. Look how rich I am, and look how laundered my money is. 2 cards for the reading. Laundered money. The secret of his laundered money. In the past. Well, after this is actually fairly literal, after the casinos went under, and his 6 bankruptcies and all this stuff, the American banks, even Western banks, stopped lending to him. And he couldn't do business without having that. Center of the reading, the Republicans are protecting him, especially Mnuchin. I believe is it Mnuchin who went to the IRS and was saying, you better not release Trump's tax returns. You better not send them over there. But it wasn't Mnuchin's job to do that. Yeah. Oh, yuck. Seriously, I was fine, and then I read on this, and it feels like creepy. That's just me. Base of the reading. Yeah, the banks cut Trump off. They cut off the money supply. The banks cut Trump off. That's exactly what that feels like. Okay, above the reading, trying to oversight so that money actually is clean. Or it should be. So it's not, I mean, even though I realize she's in the bath, but it's like, no, but that's actual, like, the white suds, as opposed to a mechanical, and her eyes are open, but hers are closed. That's what that feels like. Oversight hanging over. Near future. Well, people like, right now, it's just going to be the status quo for a while. This is Mnuchin or whoever else who's running around getting away with being a brat. An adult, but still a brat. You can't see it. I won't let you see his tax returns. I won't let you see his financial records. Nanny, nanny, boo-boo. You can't catch him. There's hope for, this is a card of hope, and it's hope. There's hope for Americans that we will eventually, but it's still just sitting out there. And this feels like just energy that's just sitting there. So it's like, okay, all right. Home environments. People want to see. We're looking, but all we're seeing is kind of the outside cover. We're not being allowed to see inside. It's like, Like that picture of Trump signing his tax returns years ago, and it's like this huge pile of paper, and it's a photo op, and he's signing or whatever, but you can't see any of the page. You can't see what's on any of the pages, and that's what we see right now. Just yeah, they exist here. There's the outside cover, but no. You can't see. You can't see what's inside. Hopes and fears that everything's going to come out. That everything in his world, it's going to be okay. We have the receipts. This. Here we go. That's going to come out. Hopes and fears. What we see is that this partnership that Trump has with the people around him is Mazars, his accountant, his main accountant at Trump's company. That guy's name just completely escapes me. I remember I've done a whole reading on the guy, and his name has just vanished from my head. But and supposedly he had taken a deal with Mueller's team to avoid prosecution or something. But it's like it all just was put on hold somewhere. Just frustrating. Final outcome. Partial release. Not enough to hurt Trump, but this feels like frustrated Democrats saying this is not good enough. This is not good enough. Let me see if there's any more information here. This is not good enough. This is not good enough. He's going to get away with doing this for a while. Just frustrating. Well, we see. But sometimes with cards, even with all the cards I use, sometimes they take me the long way around reading. So let me throw down a few more cards on this. Will we see Trump's tax returns, real full financial information, or just tax returns, full tax returns, while he's in office? Will we see it? Will Democrats who, can do something about it, will they see it? Yes. It feels like yes. It's just going to take much longer than we want it to. How he got his fancy china plates and all the things he did wrong, because there's going to be finally movement on this. It's going to crash Trump's party. So we are going to see it, but it's going to take months, which also unfortunately means Trump is going to be in office for months. But I've been getting that for a while too. So, unfortunately, that's the answer is yes, but there's going to be a delay, and there's going to be more Trump for months. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I didn't vote for the guy, but I'm sorry that everybody has to go through this because the suffering is still going on. Sorry, I'm shuffling cards again. And I'll tell you, I know that there are other things that are going to come up that I'm going to have to read on even after the Trump era, because even astrologically, I know that there's stuff coming, especially in like the 2040s, 2040, 2050. But But yeah, I'll be happy to get out of this particular level of ick energetically. Okay. August Leo here. Congratulations. How much at risk? I think I read on that, like one of the first days of impeachment. Will there be gerrymandering or voter suppression? And the answer was that there will be They're going to, the Russians are going, I've read on this a few times. The Russians are going to, they're going to try, but people kind of know their game and they aren't as sophisticated as they think they are. What they did before won't work again exactly. So they're going, it's not going to be as effective. But frankly, Putin's already been so successful that anything he got at this point would be gravy. As far as gerrymandering and voter suppression, oh, they're going to try. They're going to try and try and try and try. But the most powerful thing I've been feeling in every single reading on this topic is there are so many people who are going to vote in November. Just like huge numbers. People who have never voted before. Okay, so that's what I'm getting on that. Pence. Harry's mom is asking, what about Pence? Will he go to prison or become president? I read on him the other day, didn't I? Because I remember I was using the Halloween deck and it was the Ace of Pumpkins, that really happy, really, I get to be president? And then it was like, no. He's going to be caught up in scandals as well. Scandals. Actually, let me read on Pence again because I'm feeling scandal. I'm feeling scandal in the air. The faint stench of scandal in the air. And let me shuffle this one more time down here, once or twice. Pence. Little alliteration. Pence, prison or president? Pence. Prison or president? And I don't think I have to tell you guys just how awful he is. His energy is horrible and it's dark. But he's had, his spiritual beliefs have given him enough, his religious beliefs have given him enough training that he can be very hard to read on sometimes. And every once in a while, it's like, oh, okay, I'm getting something there. And then it's like a wall or like a big metal shutter. It just goes wham. And suddenly I'm on the outside again. He can be very, very hard to read on. Because he's learned to hide himself on that spiritual level because of his religious beliefs. And you know what? Really nice people, people who really, truly give and care about others, I rarely, if ever, I don't want to say never, but basically, they don't have walls up. They don't. You try to read on them and they're just like, yeah, you know, sure, what do you need? Because they have the sense of we're in this together. We are all made of the same stuff. We are all, you know, we are all small pieces of the divine. And we're in this together. But people who have big walls up, it's like, oh, let me guess that you're religious, and let me guess that it's not a nice religion. It's not a nice version of a religion. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Christianity at all. You know, like I've said many times, people who despise all Muslims, that is wrong. And it's like, well, why? And it's like, well, because that's like looking at the Ku Klux Klan and saying, oh, well, they're Christians, and that's what all Christians are like. No. No. All right, Pence. Pensy Wency, the Iceman. Prison or president? It's like a game show with people's lives on the line. Pensy, pensy, pensy. I've got 2 cards for the reading. Let's see here. What have we got? whitewash. So squeaky clean. Everything has to be squeaky clean. But it doesn't feel healthy. And it's cleaning up after Trump as well. Okay. Keeping Clorox in business. In the past, he became vice president to, guess who? Cards are on point. Center of the reading. It's a very old-fashioned, idealized 50s view of the world. Racist view of the world too, but base of the reading, Mother. The Empress is the Great Mother. And then here we have the Queen of Swords, who looks very happy, but if he steps out of line, she's gonna chop his head off. The base of the reading is Mother. Above the reading, keeping the facade up. This is the facade and secrets behind it. It's very strong. Near future. Yeah, Pence he keeps doing dumb stuff, like when he came out the other day and said that, well, Iran took part in the 9/11 attacks. It's like, no, that's been completely debunked. It's not true. And this is Democrats being like, what? And he's just going to keep doing dumb stuff like that. That's home environment. Very cold. This is the card of decisions, but this feels very cold and sharp, and like going to dinner with very, very strict parents, and you're going to be in big trouble if you don't mind your manners. That's what that feels like. Okay. Fun times. Hopes and fears. That's the Emperor, which is another card for guess who? He enables Trump's worst autocratic impulses, because his view of it, honestly, it's his religious beliefs. He believes in an autocratic version of his religion. I'm not saying that's true. I'm saying that's what he believes. What we see, it's just very old-fashioned. It's just very, but it's also murky. It's, having the white picket fence with the, the Caucasian family having the white picket fence with the Caucasian babies, and bringing two families together. But it's all gotten murky. It's kind of dirty. It's like, I don't know if I want to drink that. So he's let himself be corrupted by this. Final outcome. Oh, do I need to explain? Holding on to his power. Is it me? Is it my turn? Am I here yet? I've measured the drapes in the Oval Office. I know exactly what I'm going to put there. But more information comes out, and justice. The metaphorical smackdown coming for Pence because of what comes out, because of everything that comes out. Tout le monde. Let me see, anything more? That's that. But is it prison or president? Prison or president? Is the prison part an option, or is it just disgrace, or is it just, what is it? All right, and I've got 6 cards. I aimed for 3 and got 6 because this feels like Washington, D.C., which is a viper pit. That feels like an absolute viper pit. It's like, okay. Also, major arcana. Major. I mean, we had the world, and then justice, and then these three. Hanged man, magician, judgment, ace of swords. This is him trying to protect Trump as Trump is losing power and being willing to put up with a certain amount of judgment. But that ace of swords, what came into my head was cutting ties. Cutting ties with Trump. Cutting ties with Trump. So I'm not, so far I'm not getting prison. What, see if there's any more information. Well, things are not going to continue on the way they have, even though, and that's actually, that feels like it's more like a message for us, which is, this isn't forever. It feels like forever. I have all the gray hair now that, you know, I didn't have before the Trump presidency, or I didn't have as much of, certainly. It's going to come crashing down. It just is. And it's going to come crashing down for Pence. Yeah. So I'm not getting prison, but I'm getting his political world, his world in general coming crashing down. And, you know, him, let me see, I want to ask one more thing, just a few cards on him. Does he is he going to realize that he's betrayed everything he professes to believe? Does he, is it going to dawn on him before he dies that he made a deal with the devil for power? Is he going to realize that? Oh, he has already realized that, but he's too much of a coward to do something about it. Oh, okay. See, the ugly side of Christianity, if Christianity is mishandled, and Frank, just so you know, my entire family is Catholic. I am not, but my entire family is Catholic. And I have nothing against Christianity. I respect my family's beliefs. But there's a good side to Christianity, and there's a bad side, to like most things. Pence is taken the idea of asking for forgiveness to a dark place, which means basically, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I'm being tempted to do this horrible thing. Well, I can do it because and there's some part of them that's like, oh, I'll just do it anyway because I'll ask forgiveness later. And I'll mean it later because it'll probably end badly, but I want it. I want that. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll ask for forgiveness later. That's not how it works, but there are some people who think it does. I'm going to look at the cards here. Is he going to realize how much damage he's done and how much of a hypocrite he is? Do as I say, not as I do. Well, that feels like it, but let's look at these three. Well, yeah, there's the round peg in a square hole kind of thing. Trying to put these two things together with evangelical Christianity and being the vice president to Donald Trump. I mean, but he's definitely going to have the burden of it and have to clean up. But even in going forward, his generosity, this is the card of generosity, and his what he's going to, in following the Christian idea of charity and things like that, it still comes with the branding. It's not just giving and walking away. It's no, you need to know it's Christian, and you have to know it's Republican, and you have to know you're getting this because of, and it's like, that's not Christian charity. It's not. Pence. And actually, Pence, prison or president. Neither is what I'm getting, but or he's not for long. And will he ever? Well, I'll just put recognize his hypocrisy. And the answer to that was not really. Not enough to count. So, alrighty. Well, I am starting to get tired, so I'm gonna have a look here to see if there's something pressing. What is the nation going to look like after Trump? Sally is asking. After Trump, basically the Republicans, or sorry, the Democrats are going to come into power, and then over the next 8 years or what have you, Republican power is going to mushroom. And there's good stuff that's going to be put into place, but absolute power corrupts absolutely, even if you give it to people with good intentions or with good ideas even. It's things get better, but technology is going to just skyrocket. I'm getting that a lot. And Democratic power is going to mushroom to the point where they're even going to annoy us, where it's like really, because they start showing, that they're showing their rear ends, let's put it that way. But that's going to take it's going to take years, not 100, more like, I don't know, 5, 6 for it to get really bad. But that's what I've been getting when I've read on it in the past. Not a smoking crater, hopefully. No. And for what it's worth, I have had dreams all of my life about the future, like far future, like being in space, being on other planets, being in interstellar vehicles, and all the mushroom as in cloud, no, as in growing, growing in the darkness, power growing, but no, not nuclear. Deanna, I'll be 72. I think that said I'll be 72 in a couple of weeks. How do I stay so young? Denial and immaturity. Is that what that said? That was funny. Okay. Farmers. Let's throw some cards on farmers before I go here. That sounds farmers. U.S. farmers. U.S. farmers. Oh, the energy's better. I actually, because I live in the central time zone, I live in the Midwest, I have a joke about, when you go driving across the states and it's just fields and fields and fields and fields and fields. And I have a play on words where I joke that, I'm from the Midwest, home of corn, like K-O-R-N, the band, but they're from LA, but corn and soy. Peace. Corn and soy from the Midwest. Okay, bad jokes aside. Farmers. Oh, why do you put up with me? I'm glad you do. I'm very grateful that you put up with me. And I'm so glad you guys are here. Seriously, this is just such a blessing. Okay. Making it work. Farmers out there making it work, making it grow, getting it done. That's what that feels like. Okay. in the past, weird regulations. You know, there have been farm subsidies, but it's like they've gone in certain directions, but not others, and it got very confusing, and then you start dealing organic versus, you know, Monsanto, and, you know, center of the reading. The Democrats specifically are going to start having eventually, when they get into power, are going to start having more EPA regulations. That are going to come. EPA regulations are going to come back with a vengeance. That's what that feels like. Base of the reading. I'm still getting just. This is like family farms, is at the base of this. Even though I realize that, you know, huge, vast amounts of farms in the U.S. are corporate, big corporate. But the base of this is family farms. And hanging above it, changing. It's in the way that you get gentrification in bad neighborhoods in big cities. It's corporations, it's money moving into, you know, what was, it's like the people coming in trying to gentrify this. Does that make any sense? They think they're above, but, and they're, you know, they do have more money, but it doesn't make you better. Money doesn't make you better than somebody else. I know, a shocking thought, but near future, that doesn't feel good. And it has to, I don't think that's EPA. I think that's something to do with Trump's EPA, not the future. Hang on a second. Or other parts of the government that have to do with farming. I want some qualifiers on that. Tower and the Four of Cups when it comes to farmers. I just glanced up. Marjorie saying greed is the root of all evil. 7 deadly sins. Pick one, you know. And Trump has all of them. Thank you guys the other day for helping me remember what the other 7 deadly sins were, because yeah, Trump has all of them. Pride, ding. Sloth, greed, ding. Greed, ding. You know, go through it. But farmers, Tower, Four of Cups. What more information do we have here? Yeah, having to make hard decisions, having to take on partners they don't necessarily want to. Financial, it's something financial. It's subsidies or tariffs or something about that is gonna bite hard. Yikes. Home environment, yeah, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good for farmers. Oh, this is sad. This is sad. I mean, I still am in contact with someone, you know, her family, they farm. You know, occasionally she talks about the cows, you know, it's cute. Hopes and fears, yeah. The idea that we will grow more of our own food in this country, and family farms can work as well, but it's also a fear of this for just a lack of a better term, the gentrification or the corporate takeover kind of thing. What we see, some really underhanded, you know, loan structures and just underhanded, hard, nasty at lobbying, things that really grab power away from the more vulnerable family farms. Final outcome. Oh, we're back to these cards again. Oh, how these cards keep coming up with Republicans. There are definitely going to be changes. But it feels like the farmers are going to be lost in this shuffle of all the change. This is the card of generosity, and Pentacles is usually what I get for Republicans. But this actually feels like wait for the Democrats, because things will probably get better for farmers. But yeah, this is, yeah, wait. It basically, hold on to your hats, because Republican policies are going to bite, and then it's going to be a matter of waiting. But it's going to do a lot of damage, and I hate having readings like this and having to say things are going to be bad. You know, I want people to be happy and healthy, and I know that's naive and silly, but that's just how I am. I choose to be naive and silly, and because I'm, you know, I know people who, they let the bitterness get to them as they age, and I'm not letting that happen to me. That's not, not going there. All right, again, not focusing. Justice card. Does that help? Does that help my camera focus here? All right. I'm afraid I'm tired. And I am having a quick look at comments, but I don't know that I have the energy to do any more readings today. But I will be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Oh, is Trump announcing more environmental rollbacks? No, grief. Yes, Larry girl, you are wise. Please send out love and white light to the world. I'm gonna throw 3 or 5 cards or whatever comes out on Australia. And rips my heart out. Rips my heart out. Australian wildfires. Australian wildfires. Oh gosh. Gosh. Whew. That's not nice. It's a nightmare. Okay, things are obviously not going well right now. And it's going to go on for a little while longer. People losing homes, animals, people hurt. But people are pulling together. Again, this is like Mr. Rogers. Look, Mrs. Rogers, Fred Rogers' mother, look for the helpers. And this is people coming together even more. And eventually, the wildfire, it will end. People will be able to go home. People will be able to rebuild. The crisis will end. But then there's going to be psychological aftermath. And so this coming together and helping, we need to keep that going even after the crisis is gone. To let, to help each other and be kind. Be kind, because this is such a tragedy. But this is us coming together, and this is people coming together, and that's what we should do. We have to help each other. We have to. If you're new here, just so you know, 10%, granted, I don't make a whole lot of money from doing this, trust me, but 10% gross before expenses of everything I make, either from Google AdSense or on Patreon, goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. So help each other. That is a key part of my, I just have the smallest of small businesses here, but that is the key. That is central to my business philosophy, which is everything should help others. If I buy something from Amazon, you can go in and you can replace the www before Amazon.com, replace that www with the word smile. So it's smile.amazon.com. If you don't already have an account, make sure you're, create an account or make sure you're signed in. Replace that www with the word smile. And then a portion of anything you buy will go to one of you have options which charities you can give to. So regularly a portion, just buying, just anything I can do just on a normal basis. It doesn't cost you anything. It's coming out of Amazon's cut of fees and what have you. But that's a little bit there going to a charity. And it's, it's no skin off my nose. I just make sure it says smile before Amazon.com. So I just want to pass that along. Okay? Type that into the chat. Sure. Let me pull my computer to me. Closer to me here. Just 1 second. I have to put the cursor in the right place. And because normally, you know how you get up in the w.amazon.com. Normally it looks like that. Make sure it's smile.amazon.com. Like that. Okay? So I hope that helps somebody. But yeah, that's it for me for today. I've gone on much longer than normal, and I am very tired. So I am going to get some rest, but I'll be back tomorrow. And thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for all of you, and especially our troll slayers, our warriors, Larry Girl, Kathy W, Noelle, and Sue Ellen when she has a chance to be here as well. But thank you so much. And yes, you can choose you choose your charity over at Amazon. So, all right, thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, have a good day. Hang in there.